Three mere mortals discover their ability to create entire universes with their minds alone. Upon discovering their abilities, these three, gods if you will, join forces to create the Dark and Stormy Nights, a supercharged team of creatives with the aim of helping artists and writers around the world while combating the forces of boredom and mundanity. They are the Dark and Stormy Nights.
Hey guys, it's Loki here. I'm here with Odin.
Hello.
I'm here with Tyr.
Hello.
We got a little news to start you with. So we're on Big Basir Media now.
Yeah, Dark and Stormy Nights is now part of Vegbasir.
We've partnered up and we've moved our site over to the Dark and Stormy Nights .vegbasirmedia.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you should join us. You should check it all out. Come over and
Right. Yeah, if you're an indie creator, you can check out Vegbasir on your on its own at vegbasirmedia.com and get to know a little bit about that network of indie creators. And then check out the Dark and Stormy Nights new website.
yep. And we got a couple other new places that we're at, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you can find the Dark and Stormy Nights podcast on Spotify. And we are adapting the Dark and Stormy Nights podcast to YouTube.
Right.
So currently we're putting up two old episodes a week until they're caught up to current day. So at the time we are recording this, episodes 1 and 2 are up. But by the time you are hearing this, we should be around like
Several episodes, 9-ish?
10 and 12.
Yeah.
Or 10 and, yeah, because those are consecutive numbers.
Somewhere in the...
I've been drinking, and so has Tyr.
Yeah.
And the only one who isn't speaking right now. He's looking at me like
We were counting on you, Odin.
He's looking at me like
drive.
he's looking at me like the owl on a totem pole.
He was supposed to be the one wrangling cats today. We're forgetting something.
Why do you look at me like
I'm
this
a
owl?
little out of it for wrangling cats.
You
I'm
taunt
drinking
me
my
with
my
your stoicness.
my give a shit juice.
Oh, I remember. Ooh, sorry. Dark and Stormy Nights is also now doing book reviews.
Good
So,
shipment.
yeah, if you're an indie author that is interested in having us review your book and then post a little review to, Amazon or Goodreads or whatever platform you prefer, and then on our blog and also mention it on the podcast, then go to vegbasirmedia.com and check out the book review submission option there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I did that. It's all the beer. It's been a lot of them. But yeah, no, I think it's going to be a fun opportunity. I think that this is going to be a neat way to go, and then we'll eventually spin off and put some like cards in the YouTube slideshow so that they can get their name in there, right?
Yeah.
So we got a bunch of ways to help you get exposure or what have you. Check out the details. Some of these do involve small donations to the
But not the
site.
book reviews. Book reviews we would never charge for.
Yeah, right. Book reviews, that's I think shady for us to bother charging for that. But for exposure, it's very low rates. I mean,
Plus, it's
really
kind of hard to be honest once you took so much money.
right.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever be cruel, but you know what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. No. Well, and this thing, if you did pay for advertising with us, I'm sorry to tell you, it will not sway what the book review is. So
Well,
What-
but we would never take money for a book review to
Look,
start
no,
with,
no.
so-
I'm saying
If
though,
we have options of several
if
books,
they were
we're
paying
gonna
for
take
Okay,
that book.
advertising,
you're saying for both.
right?
And if
And
we
they
don't,
and they got a book review. One's not
Mhm.
going to sway the other.
Right.
we're
So.
definitely going to say the good stuff.
What?
I'm saying is that we're not.
Oh no, we're
But
not.
we're not gonna
dicks. We're not
trash
going to go
anyone's
out there and be like, "This guy fucking sucks." You know?
No, but I
No.
mean also,
I mean,
if
if
you're
there's some
writing a
good-
book, there's something good in every book. There's
Right.
always
And
something.
if there
that's-
isn't, then we
you're
just won't
either-
review it.
You're a good world builder or, whatever, character creator, or it's got a great plot, or it's original, or whatever. There's always something great in a book.
My yingling nearly killed me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so that's the news. Anything else?
I don't think so at the moment. No, do you guys have any other news? Oh well, we do have that our lovely Tyr's got a book coming out.
I do.
That is news.
Go pre-order on Amazon. Tell them how.
Go to Amazon and look up The Cost of Justice by Nova Drake. It releases August 31st, and it is available for pre-order right now for $2.99 for an ebook.
And go follow her on Twitter if you're not already. Where?
At Nova Drake Writer.
Okay. And if you're not following us, you can follow the Dark Stormy K1 on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. And you can follow Vegvaseer Media if you're an indie creator, podcaster, writer, whatever. Follow Vegvaseer at Media Vegvaseer on
Yes.
Twitter.
Yes. So yeah, get on board. Let's all pull together and help each other out.
Sounds good.
Oh, that is interesting stuff to us, and I think it would be helpful to those out there who are in the creative industry or podcasting or whatever. But
Right.
you came in here to listen to a show, so let's get to it.
Okay, so we're gonna start a little planning now.
Yeah, we have some plotting to do.
Guess you're putting me on the spot.
I mean-
So we're on chapter 16, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just got down to chapter 15, where we had like a brawl between some humans and some wares, and
Right. Bar fight.
some weird stuff going on, blimps in the air, some
Mhm.
guy trying to rally to get people to make him the new Grand Inquisitor, and just strange stuff. So where do we go from here?
Well, here's the question. Do we want everyone to show up at once, coming back from the various jobs, or do we show them separately coming together as groups?
I felt like we have them kind of colliding at the Brownstone, if we're going to go that route. But I thought you guys wanted to do like
A villain chapter?
villain chapter before
I feel like
go
we
and
need to
have
jump
them.
back to villains at this point.
Okay.
So
Well-
even if we do one chapter of villains and then they all collide at the Brownstone, exhausted and hating each other, you know.
Right.
Now we got another villain working at cross purposes, so I think it's a good time to go to Blackwell.
Is it a good time? Oh yeah, Blackwell, yes.
Because he's got to be like, what the hell? I mean,
Yeah,
Oh
ultimately.
yeah, he might feel usurped.
Well, here's the
well,
problem.
this very thing he's fighting against too. I mean, it's
Yeah, this is his goal is to get rid of all these creatures, and all of a sudden they're popping up everywhere.
Right.
I definitely think they need to have a little gremlin infestation issue or something.
What?
Doesn't
Blackwell.
Blackwell. It doesn't
Yeah,
have
oh,
to be gremlins.
Yeah, no, there might be shit
I'm saying
swinging
something
from.
small and pesky.
There might
like,
be shit swinging from the lights.
like
Intelligent
little
rats?
little demon pixies or something.
Kobolds, which are basically intelligent rats.
What? There's another type of fake creature too that I cannot think of that are like really. I want to say
okay.
it starts with a B, but it's not a brownie.
Bitches.
No.
Oh.
I mean, most.
Bogarts?
Okay, yeah, that's like
Bogarts.
a fear demon, but I mean,
Fear demon. Did you
Oh,
see
I thought they were the
Buffy?
people who always stole the joint.
Oh Lord.
Quit bogarting the joint, man.
that's with one G. But
Oh, got it.
Did I say it wrong? Is it Bogart? I don't know.
no, you said it right.
Okay.
No, there's the thing is, when it comes to the Fae, there's so many traditions, and over the years, they're basically synonyms. So they're only different if we define them as different, because in mythology,
Honestly,
That's
you know,
racist.
I almost feel like we should go a completely different direction and make it like little fucking cute, sparkly Tinkerbells with like sharp needle teeth that are like little assholes.
Beautiful little assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
like-
sprites.
it's so
with,
cute.
like dragonfly wings.
But like demons,
Yeah, she's
yeah.
like Jennifer or Roberta. Like, it's so cute. Then it bites. This son of a bitch bit me.
And they start like beating them or whatever.
Right, they try to squish him. And it's like,
I mean,
it's
are-
like fuck you.
Are we talking
fuck
like
you.
naked females with like butterfly wings?
Why are
and-
they always gonna be? What is it with you and naked things?
I mean,
I mean, I
that
like
is the
being
kind of mythology.
naked,
I mean, you know,
but I'm respectful that nobody else wants to.
Is
see
it
I'm
in the
just
mythology? It's part
Kinda-
of mythology
kinda-
that
kinda
pixies are
is.
naked or
I mean, unless it's by
sprites?
Disney, then they get that little green ripped up cloth. But otherwise, you know,
I don't care.
I'm not
But
saying
I'm
they
just
have
saying-
to be. But
Whose
is that what
chapter
we're
is
is
this
that where
one?
is
I
that
think
what we're
it's
picturing?
my chapter, isn't
It's your
it?
chapter. Then you don't have to make them naked.
Okay.
Like-
Do we like
Well,
the
they can make
idea of
shoes,
doing
they can make
little,
clothes.
like-
So when it's Odin's chapter, we'll make it hideous, so he can make it naked.
They're all men.
right. It's all guys. There's dangling dongs
My
everywhere.
point is, are they humanoid?
Oh my god, like the
like his
what are those
chapter's
goat-
all
those goat dudes.
those goat dudes,
Satyrs?
Yes.
satyrs. Oh, I was gonna go with
Yeah, I said
bronies,
that weird.
but he'd have a whole chapter of bronies.
They got their goat bits dangling
Their
everywhere they
goat
go.
bits, yeah. Their weird eyes and their goat bits.
Okay, except they're 2-inch goats.
What? Why are they
She-
gonna
she
be
wanted
too?
little- she
No,
wanted little
we're
people
saying
with,
for
like,
your
needle
chapter.
No, for your chapter.
You
Oh.
get
you're getting
satyrs.
you're getting a bunch of male satyrs with their
You don't want to give me that.
man goat bits dangling.
That mythology's horrible.
So
They,
don't they
they're
they
bang?
play
way
their
over
they play
sexualized
their
creatures.
little
They
their
bang
little harps
everything.
with their dangly bits,
No, and their pan flutes.
pan flutes.
Yeah, it's it's like a nonstop bacchanalian.
Who
with
was the
him.
guy? Was it Zamfir, the pan flute guy? You remember that?
Oh God, yeah.
He put out like an album of pan flute music.
Oh.
It was hilarious.
All right.
At any rate.
Villains.
Good
What's going on
times,
with the
good
villains? I refuse to accept 5 minutes of plotting for this one. So get
Oh
to
yeah,
work,
it's your
you two.
episode, so I gotta give you more than 5 minutes. Oh
Yeah.
shit. All right.
You
okay.
guys did that to me twice in a row. It's not going to fly this time.
Well, I see. I feel it's kind of simple though. It is. I think, but I know it's not gonna come off that simple, right? Because I think you've got Blackwell losing his fucking shit.
Right.
I think you've got
Oh, yeah.
an infestation of one or more type of fey creatures or something like that.
I don't know. I see bipedal rats.
Bipolar rats.
Bipedal. Walking on two
like
legs.
Ratatouille, making them food.
Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, maybe they're cooking or something like that. It's, we're gonna mix mushrooms.
Is
in
that Bob? Well, you did leave him here all wrapped up. What did you think was going to happen?
some
No.
oregano?
I don't know. I mean, what would they have in a sewer? We already did the spider thing.
They're in a
Teenage Mutant
catacombs.
Ninja Turtles.
Oh, so pizza?
Yeah, I no.
No.
I don't see turtles as terribly threatening.
Dead hookers.
Really wasn't much of a problem in that time period. I mean, do you
Ah,
know how many
come
had to die
now.
before they started looking for Jack the Ripper? I mean,
Yeah.
they probably saw
Well,
it as pest control
this
back
could
then.
be a good time to use my filth liquors.
Ooh, those were disgusting.
My filth liquors that I created.
Yeah, I don't
Do you know
remember.
what Plecostomus is?
We were in a pet store or something, and
Yeah, you guys don't like the demon pixies?
Well, I like the demon pixies.
Do
They
you want
could be
the
like
demon
flies.
pixies to have plecostomus mouths?
No, the filth liquors are pretty cool though. Like, I don't
but
know.
it makes sense to come out of a sewer. So
Yeah.
that's actually a good. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, but demon pixies could be like
They're in
flies.
catacombs.
They could be like big ass flies.
Ew.
Wow, that's a lot grodier.
Carrion pixies.
Mm.
It definitely takes a cute factor out if they're like hands and feet covered in feces.
Or blood.
All right, well,
Well,
that's gross.
I mean, I don't know. What's stopping them from being carnivores? You know?
I mean,
Stopping what from being carnivores?
The demon pixies.
well, because they're
Nothing.
in
They
the
are
sewers.
carnivores.
Have you ever been bit by a horsefly?
If they're flying
that shit
paranoid-
hurts.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, I'm trying to figure out why they're in the sewers. That's all. Because I mean, if they're,
They're
just flying
infesting
piranhas,
everything.
then they'd be out there in the world screwing up the town.
Are you like running the checkpoints or something? Are you
Maybe
like,
somebody fumigated a building and they escaped down into the catacombs.
I mean, these things are everywhere. There is an invasion.
I mean, I like them as a creature.
Okay,
fey
how about
things.
this?
I just feel for the Desmond chapter. I love the filth
Demon
lickers.
pixies have a natural fey. What's the word I'm looking for? Predator? And they escaped them by sneaking down to the catacombs.
Toads.
I'm saying
Toads?
some kind of
Toads
fake
are hun-
creature.
Very large bullfrogs.
Hypnotoad.
Really?
Isn't that what it sounds like?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Good lord.
I'm pretty close, anyways.
Brought to you by Splurm.
Slurm.
That's what it is, Slurm.
Okay, aside from the demon pixies and the infestation, what's going on with our villains?
Well, that's what we have to figure out, right?
They've
So,
released doppelgangers into the world and somehow face shit everywhere.
yeah. Well, what do we have to tell about them? I mean,
Well, what are they going to do besides battle off this infestation? Is that the whole chapter? Or
Well,
we're
like I
have them
said-
No, I
responding?
think they need to be trying to do work and then
Right,
dealing with that as a side annoyance.
well, they're doing one of two things. Desmond is losing his shit about Talbot screwing them.
But he doesn't know it's Talbot.
Yeah, he does. Well,
Other
He
than
knows
the giant
some-
blimp flying around London with his face on it.
does it
Right,
say
but
its
that
name
is not
in that chapter?
connecting him
Yeah.
to the infestation.
No, it isn't. The other issue is possibly, well, I mean, I don't know, trying to wrangle the doppelgangers.
Okay.
Or perhaps Desmond actually goes to somebody trying to reach Talbot to volunteer him and his crew to be a part of the Crusader force.
That won't work.
Why not? Get someone else funding
It won't
to
work
help
with our
you
end
with
game. The plotting we've already done of the final scenes of the chapter, it won't work.
Right.
Well, I'm just saying is because he doesn't know what Talbot's doing, they appear to be on the same side.
I feel like he would overlook Talbot altogether. Just some
So what do you
crazy
think they're
religious
doing?
person. I think that
Okay.
ultimately Desmond is trying to figure out if this is the work of the extermination team, releasing all these creatures, and then thinking that it's his job to actually do the same thing that our team is doing and get rid of all of them
And
and
that's-
close the portal or whatever it is.
That's
That's
exactly where
interesting.
my mind was
So
going.
if they're trying to close
Maybe
the
they're
portal,
both going for the same MacGuffin, and they
Yeah.
end up as an unlikely
Because
alliance.
You think about it,
temporarily.
his entire cult, their job, their what's the word, motive,
Mm-hmm.
is to rid the world of what you called subhumans.
Right.
whereas the team is just trying to bring order back to the world.
Right, exactly. They're not anti-creature, but they are knowing that these things don't belong here.
And people and Faye are going to get
So
hurt.
what I'm seeing
Right.
Continues.
is that maybe Desmond's crew and the hero crew both show up on opposite ends of the portal trying to shut it
Okay,
down.
so maybe this whole chapter is literally just Desmond figuring out that the rift, like what's causing the rift or whatever, or trying
or
to
tracking it to its
tracking
source.
it right, and
Battling creatures along
making
the
a
way.
plan to stalk their way to the rift and shut it to stop this invasion.
Where do we want to put the rift?
I don't care, Big Ben.
What is causing the rift?
Well, I thought you said it was in a small
Outside of
town,
London?
some
I don't
borough
really
outside
care.
of London.
I don't really care. Put it wherever you want. It doesn't matter to me.
That's fine. What do we want
I've
to
had
cause
no
the
regard
rift?
for you guys when I've written this stuff, so you don't have to have any regard for me when writing it.
Well, I already gave you
Brighton?
a creepy
I
tone
don't
if you
give a
want to
shit.
use
You
it.
know what? I can put it in front of his House of Lords or whatever. Like, you if you want to make it in a city center. But I don't really feel like it would be at a city center. Why would he do that? Wouldn't Talbot open it in a remote
Well,
place?
I did actually suggest that it could actually be like on a boat on the Thames itself.
Do you
Right-
think it's
right
going to be
through the
moving
center of
around, though? I mean,
It's hard to trace
Is
a
there
moving
any
object.
residual magic left where they tried to do the ritual with Dale in the first place? Maybe who went back to the empty farm?
that's not bad. It's not terrible.
If
I
there's
don't know, an
already a
object of this
magic,
kind of power.
I mean,
if
this whole
there's
thing's-
already a magic hotspot there, wouldn't it be weakened and easier to break
Yeah.
That's
through?
true. He might have chosen the spot for a reason.
Well,
I
not
mean,
to
Right, that's
mention
what I'm
weird.
saying.
the
if
barn
he
is already
chose that
outside
spot.
the town, so
Right.
it's already away from the city, which in itself should make the veil
Away from
thinner.
prying
Maybe, yeah,
eyes.
and you know what? I wouldn't put it past Talbot to buy the fucking thing.
And the guy did sell his
Maybe
property.
so.
I already covered that.
Right. So maybe Talbot bought the property.
It's almost like we planned it.
Hmm.
I really love that about writing sometimes.
How it just kind of
Right.
falls together.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's like, I am a genius.
purchased it. Yes.
Okay, so we have a weak
Indeed.
spot because of the magics
Yes.
that's pooled there
Yes.
because of the failed ritual.
Yes. It's insane in the membrane.
Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name. It might have been Miller.
It was Miller.
Yes. Because that's the name we thought of.
Well, I named it when I wrote it,
Oh,
but
yeah, he named him when he wrote it, when he wrote the chapter. He was
Okay.
just, that dude.
Yeah, that guy Miller. Was he milling? Was he milling about?
he's not a Miller by profession. No, it's just a
So
last name.
Barney Miller. And
All right.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's a whole chapter's getting to the portal. Then we're gonna have a face-off, and are they gonna work
well,
together?
so
What's gonna happen?
once you get the team to the portal, once
and
you
how
get,
do they get there?
once
How do
you-
they figure it out?
once you get Blackwell and his team to the portal, then the next chapter will be
So you want me to end it with them facing off with our protagonists?
Yeah, that's what I
not
think.
necessarily. No.
Oh, you think the next chapter is the protagonist getting there?
No, I think the next chapter is the protagonist colliding at home, getting into a fight, and realizing I don't know if that's where the doppelgangers meet or where do we want the doppelgangers to fucking come into this? Are they trying to stop?
Well, because
them
they're
at this
already
point?
with the team and intermingled with the
I think
team,
we
so
said
they
that
can't get in the house.
we wanted Robert's doppelganger to
Well, no,
meet
at the
them at
portal.
the rift,
At the-
right?
yeah, at the portal.
So yeah, I think that's what it's going to be at this point. Is they're trying to maybe at this point the team.
I think
is
that Robert would organize a rendezvous there. Like,
Wait
he
a
knows
minute.
that's where they're heading.
The doppelgangers might actually steer them to the portal, because it's one place where they're likely to get killed.
right. Well, not only that, but I think the doppelgangers might send just fucking waves of monsters at them to stop them from even making it.
Well, the portal itself will take care of that as closer you get, the more dangerous it's going to
Right.
get. So
So if Robert's right there,
Wait, back it up. Chapter 16,
mhm.
with our villains chapter.
yes,
He locates the magic hotspot and
yes.
fights his way there.
Maybe they
Which,
douse it
by the
again.
way, might occur to him as weird. That it's like, wait a minute, this is where we tried to open the gate with the pig.
Well, I think that would be a dead
I think that he would start
tip-off.
to consider the fact that maybe they had something to do with it. You know,
Oh yeah,
whoops,
maybe.
did
oh,
we do
yeah,
something
maybe
wrong?
we left something.
Okay,
again.
Yeah.
okay, he might
Not
blame
bad.
himself. But if he does realize that someone else did this, then he knows there's another player in town.
I don't.
But
think
you're
that
right,
we
he might blame
necessarily want
himself.
to go there.
That's
I feel like we
interesting.
want him to think that it's the ending works best if we have Desmond overlooking Talbot.
Okay.
I
You
kind
know?
of like it.
And he's arrogant enough to think, "Oh, I'm that powerful."
Do-
Really overshot that one.
Do you want
Yeah.
to come back after a break and explore this?
Yeah, sure.
See you in a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's the part where I tell you that our friend Tyr, our co-host, has written a book and it's being released. You can find her on Twitter at.
It's at Nova Drake Writer.
So go check that out. So you want to tell us about what you made us?
Yeah, I wrote a dystopian fantasy story with a little bit of a romantic subplot about a girl who's been wronged and is trying to find justice in a world where there really isn't any.
So like now, but worse.
Right, exactly. Kind of 100 years in the future, this is what happens if we don't merge back onto the correct path.
I've read
I
a bit of it.
suppose.
I'm not sure it's even that far.
No.
But why don't you give us the blurb?
Okay. 5 years ago, Justice lost everything she lived for. Alone in a world ravaged by corruption, greed, and crime, there's no justice to be found in the system, so she'll just have to make her own. A trained fighter and rogue, Justice has no problem cracking a few skulls to get the answers she needs. But things get dicey when she finds herself in the sights of a skilled assassin with a reputation that far exceeds her own. Not that she'll ever admit that. Ezra has finally escaped the men that owned him for as long as he can remember, but all he's managed to do is trade life in a cage for one hiding in the shadows. Reduced to nothing more than a distant nightmare, he's no longer sure he hasn't become the very monster they made him into, until one cocky, frustrating woman sees past the shadows and refuses to be afraid.
I dig it.
Yeah, sounds good.
So you want to tell our friends at home how to find your book, where they can pre-order it?
Yeah, it's available for pre-order right now on Amazon. Just go to Amazon and look up The Cost of Justice by Nova Drake, and it will release and be delivered to you by August 31st.
Go get your copy today.
Thanks.
Okay, so Desmond overlooks Talbot's role in everything at the moment, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds best.
Okay, so he goes into this barn situation. He recognizes the area. They track it all down.
Right.
I'm assuming Jennifer probably did all the work because she always does.
Well, we've introduced the
By
concept
now,
of
though-
dowsing, so maybe
well,
they do that
and on
again.
top
Well,
of
and
that,
he has
though,
his
I feel
staff,
like
too.
and take it how you will and do what you want with it. Maybe we kind of show that Roberta and Jennifer are really more of a team than anything
We
else.
can have them
Just
work
talking
together
more,
a bit.
standing
Well, that's
closer
what
to
I'm
each other.
saying is that I think that Roberta is more about Jennifer than anybody else.
Well, she's the one who hired her.
Well, it's not just that, but I when I wrote the one chapter where she hired her,
Mm-hmm.
it was more about Jennifer than it was the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm just saying, it's like, if you get hired into a company, sure, you don't want the big boss to look at you like you're an idiot or whatever, but you're going to have more loyalty to probably the person who hired you directly, probably. Your most immediate manager.
I don't know. I always work at
If
small
you're going to build
companies.
a Jaberta, then
A Jaberta?
right?
Are we
We're
like
celeb
like
naming
a
them.
Benefer?
Yeah.
Oh, my
a
God.
Jaberta. I
So I'm
dig it.
just saying, if it goes down, I like Roberta better than Jennifer, and I feel like she needs to realize that she
Well,
can do better in the end.
I feel like Roberta is to Jennifer
Well, maybe
what
that's why.
what Caleb is to Desmond.
But,
Somewhat. But I like Roberta too much to leave her being a villain.
well, that's
well,
the same thing.
Maybe she tries to turn her.
Right now, she doesn't know she's a villain.
No, but maybe she tries to turn Jennifer. Maybe she tries
so,
to
but
bring
Jennifer
her back.
would never
No, she's
switch.
got her own agenda.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
She's
She's on her
but-
own side.
But Jennifer's
driven.
agenda, I don't feel is.
She wants power.
Yeah, okay, but is that really okay? Maybe it does make her evil.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it totally does.
Like Duke energy.
She's already
evil.
killed.
So.
No, what I was going to say is I think that her survival instinct is to ditch when things get too crazy.
Roberta's?
Yeah, so instead of dying like every other Bob, she ducks out before that could happen.
I
I don't think we
that
have to worry about that.
What?
I think we've seen our last Bob's death.
That's what I'm saying. Where the normal red shirt situation would occur, she's
Right.
already abandoned ship.
Yeah, Roberta is going to be a little bit smarter, a little bit more like Caleb, like you're saying.
Right.
But I think that in the end, when she realizes that she can't change how Jennifer is, and she realizes just who Jennifer is, it's going to be a little bit sad for her, maybe, but she's going to know when to walk away.
I don't know. I feel like at the last minute when Jennifer might be hurting or something like that, Roberta will carry her out of there and just be like, I just can't quit you. Like,
I feel like we can have the dramatic moment, but in the end, Roberta needs to do what's best for herself.
Speaking of TV tropes, if this was ever to actually be on film, in my head, I see that scene where they first hire Roberta, and she's standing next to Caleb, and people are like, "There's something very familiar about you."
Can they look like each other?
Yes, like it's just the
Like
gender
a female
flip.
version? That's fine, but I mean, that's cute. But it's ultimately, like I feel like, it needs to come to a point where Roberta's got to do what's best for Roberta.
maybe. I'm just saying, I don't think she's in any danger when she
I don't
helps
think that
Jennifer
Jennifer is capable of truly
Okay.
caring about somebody else.
Now we can always double back, but do you feel you need more than the 5 minutes we've given?
Yeah, I feel
Okay.
like I need to know where the hell you want this chapter to end.
Oh, I think it's when the two see each other, or maybe just before because you said you wanted to
Do
flip.
we want them all showing up at the rift and seeing each other, or do you want to end it before that? Because you said no.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, end it before that.
So
Well,
maybe they
it
just
might
End
get
it
to the rift.
where?
It might be just before that. We don't know yet. But leave.
Like they lay eyes on the rift, but they don't see the other teams yet?
Right.
Yeah, they're there, and maybe they come across. You can even have them coming across.
Is
one
the
of-
rift visible?
Like if you
would
wanted to,
think.
if you wanted to give away Robert, or something like that, the Robert doppelganger, you could.
Or you could just suggest it where it's just a luminescence.
Or maybe they get there and say, "Who the fuck are you?" You know.
I mean, I don't know that the villains need to run into Robert. Our team needs to
Well,
run into
actually,
Robert.
it wouldn't.
No,
even,
I think the villains have seen
wouldn't even
all
matter,
the
yeah.
doppelgangers.
Yeah, they've seen the doppelgangers.
they would know who
They
Robert
know
is.
who he
Yeah,
is.
maybe it's just a "What are you doing here?" and leave it at that or something.
Maybe.
You know.
It's all part of the plan.
Yeah.
Could be.
It's all part of the plan, Batman.
Really?
No Bane. Was it a bad Bane impression?
It was okay.
It was the worst Bane ever.
You give me a few beers, I'll do
Not my
another one.
Bane, the Bane I was making fun of. My
Where were we?
We're
So is it
talking
the-
about the doppelgangers, Batman.
So is it you have more questions than that, or
No, as long as I know where you guys want to end it,
okay?
I think I'm good.
So you're good with all that? Is it tasty enough?
Did I get more than 5 minutes? Okay, so we're already improved in the last
You
two
got
chapters.
20.
Gee, thanks. No, you did not.
Yeah,
Was
you got
it?
15 in the last segment and
All
5 of
right.
this one.
Okay.
We can double back. If
Can
the
we?
yes. All right, so my chapter is gonna
Chapter
unfortunately be
17?
the heroes
The-
again.
the
I like the
collision.
villains better.
You were where the heroes basically back into each other at the
Actually-
brownstone exhausted.
Yeah, you need to have all of the what the hell happened.
Yeah,
with
but they
you.
got doppelgangers all with them. I'm gonna need. Oh, jeez, I need
Not
copious notes on
necessarily. I
this.
feel
No,
like
no.
the doppelgangers would have broken
No,
off.
most of the
Most
doppelgangers abandoned them.
ditched them. Yeah.
Okay.
They've set them up to either die and walked away, or to if they do survive this, they're going to hate each
crap.
other.
So
I still
let's
need
back
notes,
this up.
but I can see. Okay, so now this is where they're all gonna end up arguing over the crap that's happened to them.
So you can listen to our podcast at the darkandstormynights.podbean.com.
yeah, we're also on delay.
So, okay, no, back it up. Here's where we left everything off. So, you had the first introduction to the doppelganger
Right.
when you had Hammond and Zara at the firehouse
And
with
Meredith
the
shows
Jello
up.
monsters. Meredith shows up, takes off with Zara. Next was Meredith's chapter. Good Meredith. Her chapter was going after the Baba Yaga with Crow. And from there, she runs into Evil Hammond, who lobs a bomb, blows up zombie unicorns, and then takes off. So he didn't stick around. He basically tried to kill her and got zombie unicorn goo on her.
Buy my drippings to school.
From there, we go to Good Hammond against the Brownies, who has a run-in with Evil Wilhelm. who
Right.
throws him under the bus. Evil Wilhelm takes off as soon as things get bad, and Hammond's left to deal with the whole mess on his own. From there, we go to Good Wilhelm, who goes against the gnomes, runs into Evil Zara, who takes off during that fight too, right?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's just
So
it's
they've
just the details
literally-
I'm gonna have to flush out so that we can have arguments, because this is gonna be just a
Like they've all
cluster of
been
ar-
ditched in
Right.
the middle of a big fight.
everyone.
They
Everyone's
basically
pissed at
were
everyone.
they were set up for that fight and then ditched. And then you had Good Zara and Evil Meredith show up at the bar brawl. Meredith starts the spell, and then, okay, I'm out, and ditches her. And I think we had a little bit of a discussion about how to make it to where Mary, like, takes off and is like, okay, see you later, I'll come around back, and then she's gone. So from there, they're going to be meeting up at the house, and every one of them thinks that they were ditched by a teammate.
Or the
screwed
teammate
over.
did something sloppy, nearly got them killed, or
Right. So
You
right
know.
now, they're all mad at each other.
Yeah, I just don't know how that brings them to the portal.
It doesn't. Right
What
now,
we
you're just
need
back at the
is
brownstone,
for
and they're fighting.
somebody or something to be strong enough to be like, we need to stop this. We can have this fight when this is done.
Meredith. It's going to have to be Meredith.
I mean, it should be Zara.
Well, so don't forget though that on
Zara's
top of
more
the
hot-tempered.
on top of the run-of-the-mill team that's there, you also have Philip
Yeah.
And
okay.
you also have Karen.
and you have Karen.
Well,
and
Philip is back at the bar.
and
brawl,
I'd kinda
or
like-
was.
I'd
He
kind
can
of like
bring Zara home.
I'd kind of like Poppy to make her way in this somewhere. I mean, it could just be that they run into her somewhere or something like that, and she
Poppy
joins.
could come to them for help.
Or she could come in, or she's just trying to like not get killed.
Right. Maybe supply them with some potions and be like, hey, all hell's breaking loose. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Super soaker full of freeze potion, something
Yeah,
like
sleeping potion, something.
that. Or maybe that's why his Hammond figures out that he can put the potions into one of his guns or something like that.
We need to have some.
Potion launcher.
No, we need
Well, a
to have.
flamethrower
We need
is
to
a
have some
chemical
evil
launcher.
doppelganger in these chapters before, because we never got to the point where evil Hammond was busting out inventions that work.
Well, we could have it start there because this could now at this point, it could work like a video game where it's boss after boss after boss or something like that. Because we did say that in the end, the two Hammonds kind of clash in a funny way.
Okay, so maybe instead of having our heroes regroup at this point, we do a villain chapter with Desmond, and then we go to the doppelgangers regrouping and show their personalities.
Would you rather write that?
Here's the
I don't
thing.
know.
We haven't really truly revealed this to our readers yet. Do they understand that these are doppelgangers? We've hinted, sure.
That's true.
We've given peculiar
You could have
behaviors.
the doppelgangers meeting at Denny's
I
or
don't
something
know. I
like
think it's
that.
just more fun with
Oh,
them all
sorry.
standing around.
You know what?
Shoney's.
You know what you could do is split your chapter. We can make chapter 7 where you go back to the brownstone and we have them all arguing, and then you do a chapter split and go to the next part where it's all the doppelgangers who meet up and they're like, "Hey, nice work," you were a total asshole.
High-fiving around.
Right. And then you show their very different personalities. Show Wilhelm being confident. Show Zara really not that different, I don't think, but kind of an asshole. Meredith and her, blasé attitude, and Hammond with, still an asshole, but all his shit works. Then,
Where's the pig during all this again?
home with Karen
Okay.
under protection because they know that they're after the pig now.
I feel like she's treating him like a Pomeranian or something like that.
I
Got
think
him
so
on her
too.
lap.
I really feel like we need a pig to the rescue scenario where he becomes human and does something
Dude,
interesting.
if you can do it, I'm all for it. I mean, how
But I don't
mu-
feel like
we've
that's
not
yet.
really well. Look, we've outlined these chapters, and I think we've done an okay job, kind of sticking to the heart of it. But honestly, we have not stuck. None of us have stuck 100% to what we said. So if that
Because we have without those are details you go back and add in.
sure,
but
but
half
my,
of them you forget.
my point is,
Like, it
is
sounded
that
great on air, and like, shit, what was that?
if you can make it work and it sounds good and whatever, hey, go for it. If you can find a way that Dale saves the day,
Well, here's the thing: is if you do this, like we're saying, is you split the chapter, you bring all of our heroes back together in the first half, and they're arguing stuff, and somebody's like, "Look, get it together," and then you bring all the
Okay, that-
doppelgangers together and reveal to the reader exactly what's happening here.
Well, I have a thought. I'm just running with it. Maybe you can make something better of it. What if they're all arguing in the brownstone? Like, they just get back, they're bringing up all this crap, and the pig is squealing really loud because I don't think they can bark, just making all kinds of racket. And it just keeps, like, turning around and walking back towards the back door, like, follow me kind of thing. And eventually someone looks out in the back door and they can see that Hammond's tool shed is, like, lit up. Like, there's electrical things happening in there. And Hammond's making some kind of really scary weapon of some evil Hammond.
Evil Hammond is at the brownstone using Good Hammond's workshop.
Yeah.
And where's Good Hammond?
He's in the
brownstone?
house.
So
The evil Hammond's in the backyard. Just
okay, so why don't you do it like a dog? If you're going to do that, why don't you have him actually at the back door, whatever noise they make,
Maybe scratching, beating his hoofs against the door.
Yeah. He's jumping around, trying to slam into the back door, whatever it is.
Oh God, yeah.
You know
that body check thing they do.
Yeah, and I mean, if that's and then maybe they notice and they're like, wait a minute, what the,
That eliminates the need for Robert at the end of the previous chapter. No reveal with Robert.
Yeah,
right?
and I'd save that.
Well, like I was saying, don't reveal Robert. Be like, what are you doing here? And just kind of end it on that. Because then the chapter after...
So you're saying have evil Hammond show up at the house and that's what reveals the doppelgangers to them? As opposed to having the doppelgangers gather?
I don't know. You were talking
you?
about like a mini boss or something, and I don't know.
Well,
and I mean, they're all more competent, competent and competent, so maybe he's doing something useful.
Well, like initially...
It's a thought.
The brownies were still chasing Hammond as he ran back to the brownstone.
That's the other thing. I feel like Doppelganger Hammond almost needs his own chapter because we need to have, first of all, we need to have the Hammonds face off.
Right.
We need to have Hammond see that this guy's shit all works and maybe start stealing. I feel like good Hammond needs to find evil Hammond's workshop, not the other way around.
Well, we had, but like I said, we didn't we end with good Hammond still running from the brownies?
He had them frozen and he took off. The brownies need to find evil Hammond, and they're going to take him in place of good Hammond.
Okay, well, if he's in the tool
Do we need a brownie chapter?
No. That all can work together. Tell me what you think. All right, so he's in the tool shed. Hammond hears Dale scratching at the door and making a racket. Everyone else doesn't because they're too busy arguing. He goes out the back door, sees someone's in my tool shed. Starts freaking out about it, starts to step outside, and then sees evil Hammond being dragged off by a bunch of brownies.
It's a little anticlimactic.
Well, I mean, you can cut to the battle if you want.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I kind of almost hate to have
Here's the problem.
No, he's the bad guy.
He's
the bad guy.
This is your reveal to the reader that the doppelgangers exist. Not a reveal to the team necessarily. But you need to reveal at this point because right now we've been through multiple chapters.
Mm-hmm.
All our reader knows is that in each chapter, the team is acting weird and somebody has screwed somebody over. Okay?
Correct.
So at this point, it's time to reveal to the reader that it's because it's not really the team. So however we do it, I mean, if you just want him dragged off by brownies and kind of miss the Hammond face-off, you can do that.
Or
you could even have
or
the
you could
Hammond.
have the brownies half drag him out, and then wait, there's two of these guys.
You could have the Hammond face-off happen at the rip.
He's the evil one.
Good Hammond has a 40% success rate. Okay, whereas evil Hammond, I feel, has a 60 to 80% success rate. Okay, like the inventions work far more often, and probably are far more insidious. So whatever good or evil Hammond makes out of good Hammond's workshop is going to be bad fucking news.
Sure.
But
I don't have to do anything. I'm just ripping here.
Good Hammond might be so used to the negative entropy that he's got going on that he might be able to use it to his advantage. You know what I'm saying? You ever use, we've played enough D&D and stuff like that to know that you can use the bad luck against your enemies.
Well, the brownies are bad luck. So even if evil Hammond is so amazing at it,
I honestly want
those things could totally screw him up and
Here's
turn
what I
into an
wanna see.
A-bomb.
This is the most entertaining way that I can think that it should go.
Okay.
Is leave the Hammond face off.
Okay.
And just not yet.
Oh, okay, wait. Maybe it comes to a head at the end of the chapter. Like, it's suddenly they see each other. Chapter over.
Okay.
That's it. Just end it at that. They're fighting.
Let's say for the sake of argument, that's what we do. What's the next chapter?
Well, okay. What I'm thinking is really
So you're not going to have your hero team meeting at the RIP then?
Well, it
not
could
at the
take
end
them.
of this chapter. No.
It could take a long time for the heroes to get there, where the villains seemed to got there rather quick, but they had to battle their whole way. So they still meet at the same time.
That's true. That's true.
Here's my thought. Is you hold on to that for a minute. Just don't have them meeting. I think that you have two simultaneous things happening with the two teams, the duplicate teams.
Mm-hmm.
You're good and evil. Have them meeting in different places. Have them discussing different things. Have very different going. Then your hero team realizes that they need to stow it and get to the portal and deal with the problem at hand and not the fact that they're all pissed off at each other. Then when they get to the RIP in the world, that's when they face off. I think that's when we need to. Robert brings the whole freaking team out. Maybe the villains don't see it at first, but I think that's when we need to have. Not only are they fighting this RIP, not only is the villain team showed up, but the doppelgangers are there now too. So they have to fight their doubles. They have to fight fake creatures. There is no reason for there not to be.
It is more climatic for them to meet.
A full-out brawl between Hammond and Hammond, and right when it reaches an end and it looks like good Hammond is going to go down, the brownies come in.
Okay, no, this isn't bad. So what?
That's kind of fun.
What if?
Yeah.
What if? Okay, your chapter still your chapter tier.
Yeah, I apparently have an argument.
Your
on
chapter.
mine.
It starts out an argument.
No,
but
you
what
have the reveal of the doppelgangers to the reader.
Why bother?
I feel like you have to.
Wait.
No, I think
Wait.
I think at the riff it's a better place for it to happen.
Well, what I'm saying is
You want to hold off
you're
that long?
giving
Yeah,
him
make
the
it a
good guy
surprise.
team, right? So, the good guy team starts to argue, and then the battles they just had the previous 5 chapters
Right,
come back
right.
to haunt them. So the brownies have followed them back here.
The
Something
Baba
from
Yaga.
The Baba Yaga, the oozes,
What
everything
if
has
with-
kind of
okay.
and forces them to go on the run.
When you have the meeting of the group back at the brownstone, and you have Poppy and you have Philip and you have Karen, what if they find some way to pinpoint the break in the world and reverse the energy so it starts drawing all the creatures back to the portal? And their job is to go there and make sure that everything makes it back through. All they can do is start attracting the Fey creatures back to where where the Fey energy is.
I feel like they would have to deliver something back to the portal to initiate
Activate it?
Yeah.
That's all
I
well
think
and
I think it would be a potion, and that might involve ingredients they'll have
So
to do
maybe
a fetch.
Poppy and
Poppy.
Wilhelm. Yeah.
I don't think that's going
Oh,
to potion
ma-
she has made.
No,
It's a
I'm
potion
saying
she's
yeah,
gonna have
So
to
maybe
she has
make.
to
Wilhelm.
make it.
Wilhelm's
So that's
like,
all
we need
chapter-
Poppy, and they have to make a break for poppies.
See, this is a problem because it's going to drag it out a bit. Because in my mind, I picture with the chaos that's going on in this town, her shop is pretty much on fire or being
No,
mobbed.
you're right. You're right. I definitely think she's on the
So
offensive.
they start pulling together Robert's suppliers, and they gather everything they need, and they get this potion made. And at the end, that's what you got. You got this potion. She could make one batch, and that's all they have. And they have to get it to this portal, toss it through, and that will activate it, and that's what draws all these fake creatures back. Then you have a huge battle at the portal because everything that they just fought is now being drawn back.
I don't think Poppy's out of commission. I think
I didn't say Poppy was out of commission.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you were saying that they had to go to other suppliers.
No,
Well,
to
the-
get her the ingredients.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
okay.
rare stuff that isn't stuff that
Oh,
she
I
has laying
got you.
around.
Oh man, yeah.
Like
but
she has
that's
5 of 8 ingredients or
so
something.
drawn out though.
I didn't want to
It
do that, but I
is.
do think that it would be something exotic and bizarre. It's not going to be the kind of stuff that
So
she
that's
just
what I'm
has drying
saying.
in the
Is
rags.
that's when you have the
Mm.
whole team saying, "Okay, we'll fight about this later." Everybody grab Robert's Rolodex and they start contacting people until they can
You know
find.
what would work though, because I had them back then. There's those like I'm going to screw up this word, arboretums. Help me.
You mean where they grow a bunch of exotic
Gardens?
Indoor plants. Yeah.
Yeah, actually there were some really cool ones.
Right. That would be a great place to invade
Okay.
for some hidden
Yeah,
ingredients.
see,
So it's a
that's-
one-stop shop.
That's a lot quicker than going and trying to call a Rolodex.
Yeah, I'm not
later.
talking about like they have to go on top of the mountain and get the one sacred blue flower. No, I don't want to do all that.
No, but maybe that's the suggestion is, this requires this, which only grows
You know
in
who would-
Tibet.
you know who knows the answers to all
at
this?
the top of a mountain where
Wilhelm.
Wilhelm, yeah.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying this flower only grows in Tibet at the top of a mountain where a yogi hangs out or something like that, or in the arboretum. It's like, all right, like Now somebody just has to fight.
So
the
make
lady.
it really dramatic, like, oh my God, we'll never get this
Right,
ingredient.
right, right, right.
Wilhelm's like, so have you been to the Arboretum lately? Right?
Right.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. Okay, so they have to get past the mob.
Or he just sucks up the
Extract
phrase
her
and
out
he's
of the
like,
shop.
I'll be back in 20 minutes.
Philip's
He's
like,
got this.
Philip's like, oh, the place on our third date, you know?
Yeah.
Make sure she grabs her book, some sort of cooking implements, and a couple herbs. Drag her out of the shop, but successfully back to the brownstone so she can brew it up.
I say go brew it at the Arboretum. Take everything with you. Go there.
Okay.
Finish the brew. Get to the portal.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
So just linear, you know, go A, B, C, D.
What chapter are we in?
You know what else they have to locate a magic hotspot? They have freaking Crow.
Oh, that's true. Oh,
His
and
lantern
Crow,
is perfect.
No, it's not
His
just
lantern
that.
is so
Crow
perfect for
was
this.
last with Mary. So with
Right.
Good Mary. So he's already with her.
So also he could have.
So he
they've
may
already
go
been.
back to the brownstone with him?
No,
Or her?
not just
He
that.
might escort her.
Here's the thing: is they may already have looked into where the hotspot was. His magic glowed. She knew they needed
Yeah,
to regroup.
The
She
closer
can't
to
take
power
on.
they are, the harder it glows.
Right.
Yeah, that's what
so
I'm saying.
Crow has already located the actual place,
So
and
all
they
he
went
needs to
before
shut
they
it.
went back to regroup at the brownstone. Now they're back there. Everybody's arguing. They all find a way to like come together and determine how to close this hotspot.
This is good. Let's come back after the break and talk more about it.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So the Dark and Stormy Nights is now part of the Big Vasir Media family. Tyr, you want to tell us what Big Vasir Media is?
Sure. Vigvasir Media is basically a network of indie creators. It's a place that you can go to find podcasts and authors and YouTubers, and it's just a group of creators that kind of are working together to get their work out there.
So you should contact us, of course. Let us
Mhm.
know if you want to join our network, and we're happy to work with new people. We want to get all the indie family we can get, right?
Absolutely. You can go to vigvasirmedia.com to find out more information about ways to join the network, to network with Dark and Stormy Nights. Or if you are an author and have a book that you would like reviewed, you can go there and go to the book review submissions page and post your book for everybody to see, and anybody can read it and review it. And if the Dark and Stormy Nights select your book to review, you'll have a chance to have your book posted on their blog and then posted right on the web on the podcast as well.
And from what I understand, there's even a way for them to just support us if they wish, right? So they can go there, and if they just love the idea of an indie community and
Absolutely. If they want to support the indie community, there are ways to go through Patreon and also get additional exposure at the same time.
sounds like a great idea to me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Wonderful, thanks. Okay, so the ingredient they need is at the Arboretum, right?
Well, I figured like 3 of them.
So Crow senses the energy, so he's able to track it down. That's not a hard
Right,
part.
he had an idea where the portal was from the glowing. He was in the middle of doing that probably when he ran into
Right,
was it
his-
Meredith?
His
I'm saying
lantern's
I'm
picking
saying
it up.
you're going to drag this chapter out way too long if you don't have that be
Oh, I think
something.
this is 2 chapters at this point.
If you don't have it be something that him and Meredith have already done before the chapter starts.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we don't need all
Before
of it.
they met back at the house, they already looked into where the magic hotspot was.
Oh, okay. So
Right,
we're just
so
going to
we
say
can
this is
find
something
it.
that happened between
So-
chapters.
So I think, I think
Yes.
it's we can find it. We just need a way to shut it. Wilhelm's like, I think we have a way to shut it, but we need Poppy.
Well, so someone's like, yeah, okay. So they're like,
And then they
where
go,
is this portal?
No,
What
no,
is
no,
the
no.
source? They're like,
the
oh,
potion doesn't shut it.
we can get you there, but
Well,
what
I
then?
think we're gonna
draws
have
everybody back
draws all the creatures back. I think Crow's going to have
Yeah,
to come up with a way to
did you
shut
see
it.
Monster Squad?
in. Okay,
No?
so we can get everything back in the portal, but we need to get, we need this potion or whatever. Wilhelm's like, I can make this potion, but we need Poppy. They get to Poppy. They're like, well, we need this flower that only grows on the top of this mountain in Tibet, and blah, 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 blah.
Well, not just that.
And it's
I
like, wait a
thought
minute.
she
Me and Philip
getting
saw this
to
on
her
a date
shop is
at
a
the
bit of a-
Arboretum, So
What?
I was going to say it's going to be a bit of an adventure because there's going to be creatures
it doesn't
in the
need to be
street.
ridiculous, though. I mean, you can gloss over some of it as just, it's a
This
battle.
feels like a game of Clue now. Or like the movie where
Yeah.
they're running back and forth to every room,
Right,
getting the
right,
recount.
Yeah, but it doesn't. But still, that only took like 3 minutes of the movie or something
Yeah,
like that.
you
It
just
wasn't
keep
that
running
long.
through each
Right.
room and giving a quick rundown of everything
Right,
happening.
But this is how it really happened.
Exactly.
So Crow's like, we can do this, and then Wilhelm's like, we can do this, but we need Poppy, and then Poppy's like, we could do it, but we need this flower that can only be found in Tibet, and Well, I was like, wait a minute, Philip, didn't me and you see this on a date at the Arboretum? Yes, we did. Let's go to the Arboretum. Everybody goes to the Arboretum. They brew the potion.
Or like she
Now let's
shows
get
a
to the portal.
picture of the flower and
Right.
you know, or a
So,
drawing.
all right, and then they head to the portal. Done. Then I can
So
pick
it
it up
ends
from
at the
there.
portal.
Yeah.
Do you
that's
So
want
wait, is
another?
that all one chapter?
Wait.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Gee, wait,
Do you want
you only
another?
start with argument,
God damn
do
it,
all
people.
of that, and then get...
Somebody's just got to be mature and shut it up.
Yeah, it's got to be Mary. Anyway, plus
That's
they
a
have
lot in one chapter.
neutrals. They have Philip who's neutral. They have Karen who's neutral. They have Poppy who's neutral.
Crow.
Crow who's neutral. They need to suck it up for a minute.
Right.
Okay, so
and
what
maybe
if?
Karen's like, shut it.
Okay,
You know?
so would you quit making her from Jersey?
She is from Jersey.
Anyway, so
Jersey,
we ended.
Japan.
We ended the villain chapter with.
I think Crow actually is the one who intercedes in this.
You're killing me.
Sorry, go on.
We ended the last chapter with, "What are you doing here? Why do you say we do that again?" The hero team shows up. What are you doing here?
Okay.
And it's Robert.
Yeah.
And or the doppelgangers or
Okay.
whatever, you know, and that way you have kind of a. No, is that stupid? I was excited.
Wait a
about
minute. You're saying that the end of the...
the end of 2 chapters in a row, like
Is
they
what are
show
you
up at
doing
the
here?
portal. Wait, what are you doing here? Yeah. No.
Wait, Robert thinks that the heroes are the actual doppelgangers.
No. She's saying that the good
No,
guys...
I'm saying one of your heroes shows up, sees Robert or whoever, or another doppelganger, and they're like, "Wait, what are you doing here?"
Right. That's interesting. Maybe. Let's see where you can go with it.
Or you could go with Karen.
Maybe because she can see him.
What I was going to say is, like,
Then it would be like,
can
hey,
anyone
honey,
else
what are you
see
doing
him?
here?
God damn
Am
it,
I the only one who
Bethel.
could see him? Because he looks a little more solid than he should.
Right? I mean, I just ate, but seriously, like, what have you done?
I don't understand why it's wrong that she's from Jersey. Why is that wrong?
Because
And
she's
if it's wrong,
Japanese.
I don't want to be right.
So I don't think that accent was there then. I don't think it was here
Because
then.
no, you wanted her to be Karen from Will and Grace, which is still not Jersey.
It doesn't matter. It's hilarious.
Whatever.
Actually, I see her more of a Marissa Tomei, but, you know, it's
Marissa
just because I have
Tomei.
a crush on Marissa Tomei.
From like My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah. Still to this
Imagine
day.
you're a Dia. I freaking love that movie.
There's literally nothing else about Jersey
I think that
like.
movie might have been the one that made me realize like chicks are hot, right? Because Marissa Tomei in that movie.
Yeah, she's still amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
so hot.
So, okay, so that comes into chapter 3, which is what? The Clash?
The Clash.
London Calling?
Yeah.
No,
So,
just me again.
well, with that song, I mean, it's not exactly their best one, but, you know, okay, fine.
All right, chapter 18.
All right, so the following chapter is going to be where what they
The-
all meet at the Rift, right?
The Rift.
I think my chapter is loaded like a burrito, but all right.
I don't think it's that bad. I think that you can some of these
You can clue it.
yeah, it's just it's running from room to room, finding the rope to wrench the gun.
Mm-hmm. Miss Scarlet
I
in
don't
the
know.
parlor.
Brevity is not something I'm known for. So we'll see.
Well, I don't look. I think it starts the fight, and then it's a shot it. You know?
I think it's that's what I was trying to say before. I think Crow, being the outsider, not in the middle of this argument, be like, I know where it is. Can we do something about it?
Right.
And
So,
then maybe Zara or Meredith puts on their big girl pants.
this is why we've got to be professionals here. You can figure this out. But this means that everybody, the doppelgangers, Desmond, and the good guys,
Just make it a big blow up
all
in
meet
chapter
at
18.
all meet at the Rift, right? And it's what, one big ballroom blitz.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Everybody
however,
was kung fu
well,
fighting.
okay, this would normally mean that the team is outnumbered. However, the team has all their backup guys,
There's
right?
one good side of this. You get the fight.
Yeah,
Oh.
you do get the
Oh my
fight.
God, this is gonna be total
you get like
chaos.
all the fight.
This is going to be complete chaos.
It is chaos. But I also feel like the confrontation, maybe we break it up. A couple of chapters for this fight. It's a lot going on. I
don't
feel
know.
like
It's
you
one
need
scene. Why would it be more than one chapter?
But you have the fact that our opposing teams are both there to close this portal. They don't know how to close the portal. All they know is how to draw these creatures back in.
Can I make a note? It has nothing to do with nothing. You can take it or leave it. But in my mind, the potion is a Molotov cocktail. Like it needs to explode right in front of the portal in midair. Like, just throwing a potion into an open portal just doesn't seem very climatic.
Okay. Explosions. Michael Bay
I
that
don't.
shit.
Yeah, I feel it. That scene needs to be a little Michael Bay, just a little.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Okay, so essentially what they're doing is not closing the portal. We have two opposing teams that are both there to close the portal. You have every fake creature that has been released into this world being drawn back to this portal, which is going to take a little bit of time.
Again, other
So
than
there is a waiting period while they have these things. However,
It occurred to me.
whatever their proximity is.
they're all on the same side is the thing.
I
though.
feel like we're just a couple chapters away from the finish of the story. Where
Yeah.
we're at.
Well,
Everybody's
we're at
come
chapter
together.
18.
We're building up. Yeah.
You're not done. There's too much going on. This cannot be a one chapter thing.
No, I don't think it is. But I
Here's-
think it starts out a fight. Here's what I'm thinking. I think it starts out a fight, and then I think it turns into, like, these guys, it's a clash between the two teams, and then it turns into everybody fighting for the same thing. You know?
Okay, but once the portal's closed, do they just walk their own way, or do
No,
they
The
no,
continue
portal's not
fighting?
Turn
getting
back into a fight.
closed.
Huh?
The portal is not getting closed yet. They cannot close that portal until all these fake creatures are back and through.
Well, and not
Okay,
to
so they
mention
gotta-
that portal closing would be completely against what Talbot wants.
No. I think it's.
Right.
I think
But
what
that doesn't
happens
matter.
in my mind is the potion explodes in front of the portal. The portal reverses direction and like sucks them all in like a black hole.
Like a
But
oh, I
only-
wasn't thinking
but
that.
only
I was
Faye.
just thinking it starts drawing them back.
But only Faye.
And they're fighting it.
Like there's an invisible wind that's only affecting supernaturals, which could be bad because that might affect Philip. I don't know. But anyway,
and
Wilhelm.
Wilhelm.
and Karen if she's unseen.
And all
Dale.
of the doppelgangers.
Well, Dale can't go.
I don't know.
Well, Dale's both. So
Yeah.
it's technically
Yeah,
anyway.
it
Dale
probably
has
would
to
be.
stay home.
So anyway, the
Anywhere is
point
being
is
hunted.
humans are fine. Everything else is being sucked towards this thing. And I think that like they're battling each other and holding
So
off,
I think that
waiting for
in
all
part-
the Fae to go back
well,
through.
here's-
And once it does, it'll close on its own.
Maybe so. That's a little easy. Maybe so, though. Here's your thing. You can get rid of evil Wilhelm just by having him sucked into the portal.
Yeah,
You can also have
if you could get killed on the way,
Philip and Wilhelm both distracted by just trying to keep each other out of the portal. They're hanging onto a tree or whatever. Just
Good
to
Philip and good Wilhelm are
Good
distracted.
Philip and
Evil
Wilhelm.
Wilhelm gets sucked
evil
in.
Wilhelm could just get sucked in.
I feel like they're both going to go full werewolf and be attacking each other until that happens. So
So not only do you have all this stuff going on, but you also have to have a one-on-one battle with Hammond because I don't feel like the story will be complete without it. Have the brownies come in because they've been drawn back.
Well, and we can't have Robert get sucked in. We need him to stay.
We need Robert to stay.
yeah, but they can
That's
hold
going to
on to
turn into a
lampposts and
whole
crap.
thing.
Like that could be part of
Crow.
it.
Crow is magic. Is he
He
getting
would- yeah,
sucked?
probably.
Like I don't feel like the sucking needs to happen.
No,
That's what she said. But no, really, I feel
but
like.
it does.
But
I mean, they could be attracted towards it and still hold out.
attracted, yes.
Like, there's like a
They're-
10-minute
they're
timer
being
and then it
drawn
closes.
back, but I don't think they're necessarily being sucked into it like a black hole.
Well, maybe not with that
I'm
force,
saying-
but I mean, like a very high.
I'm saying they're being drawn
hurricane
back
wind.
to the
Back from
portal.
so many innuendos today.
So I think that between Desmond's team and our heroes' team is they're all chucking them back in through the portal.
Right.
Desmond's team would definitely take
Okay,
advantage
so
of that
what's
portal
the
and
end
be like
goal
batting
of this
people in while
chapter,
they're
though?
trying to hold out.
Is the end
Right.
goal of this chapter to leave the two teams just battered and bruised? Like, so it starts out and everybody kind of, you son of a bitch, and then they, start fighting each other, and then
I don't
somebody
know. Right
releases
at
the
first,
Here's
the
a good
spell.
point.
when all these creatures start showing up, I don't feel like our heroes and villains are going to be fighting each other. I feel like they're all going to be on board trying to get the Fae back through the portal.
No, I think when they see each other, they start a fight. And
Yeah,
then,
I think so too. Until that
then
potion
once
goes
things
off.
once the potion starts to work and everything gets sucked in, then they realize, oh, fuck.
Then it scatters everywhere.
And then everybody kind of has to, go on.
Okay.
But I think the doppelgangers
offensive.
just fight because of their nature. But so you got evil Hammond probably with some kind of like crazy Gatling crossbow monstrosity, whatever it is, and he's probably just devastating, just mowing things down. And what could even that field is those high winds. Him getting knocked over, the gun being
I
ripped
do-
out
No,
of his
I
hands.
think it's got to be Hammond on
I-
Hammond.
But
I
that's what I'm
do-
saying. That's how you get it. That's how you get a wrestling match from two people that have guns.
Well, I do feel like that that Evil Hammond does have a highly effective weapon.
And you need to remove it from them if you want to balance the fight.
And I feel like good Hammond has to get that highly effective weapon.
I feel like Evil Hammond should
at
just
some point.
bring
Well, he drops
a
it. It's
trunk,
not
if
magical.
you will, like just a weapons cache or a chest or like a grouping.
Evil Hammond does?
Evil Hammond.
Maybe
like
in
he
a
just
carriage?
brings his little arsenal and whatever, however you want to have
Oh
him
God,
wheel
a
it in.
Gatling mounted on a carriage.
So I think that he needs to bring all this stuff in and start just using gadget after gadget, and like they're all working for starters. And then second of all, like I think that maybe one of Good Hammond's inventions, like he's like, I got to stop this, and he pulls it out, and maybe it backfires, but it's still enough to knock the weapon out of Evil Hammond's hand. I don't know, but like, or he busts out Bertha. Who knows?
Well, yeah. So he had Betsy and Bertha. He used Betsy already, which was the flamethrower.
You want to have
right?
the garlic bread gun or
So
whatever it
it
was?
just smells like garlic bread. Nobody knows what it is. It just smells like garlic bread. And
You
it's-
said it smelled like spaghetti.
yeah, it's because he was eating.
Whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna
Spaghetti
say
with
he
it.
might have left something in the trunk with you.
That's all it was. Yeah, we have no idea what it is. I do. I know what it is if I get to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be glorious.
So whatever. Like maybe Hammond has a good day and his weapon actually works.
So no, it's going to be awesome.
I don't know. You got a lot going on in this chapter, so where do you want it to end?
That's the question. What is the end goal?
Well,
of this
here's the thing:
chapter?
is the evil team utterly defeated, or did they get to limp away?
Evil Team 6.
You know how
Can't
I
kill the evil team.
simple. The cops show up. Now sirens and stuff. They have
Everybody
to disperse.
gets arrested.
Well, no, don't do Monty Python ending. No, I'm saying is they have to break up the fight because nobody wants to go to jail.
I feel like this has got to be the resolution. This chapter, the next chapter, has to be the resolution of the doppelgangers. Period.
Well, yeah, they're going to either be
The
dead.
doppelgangers, yes.
I think
Yeah.
that they're either going to be stabbed to death or sucked into a portal.
Which tells me that maybe the doppelgangers
we-
end up laying cover.
And they have to
for
abduct
Desmond's
Robert.
team to get away.
Could be.
When they separate,
So,
they
okay,
abduct
Robert. This chapter or next chapter?
That we get Robert back.
That we fatally wound evil Robert.
Or tie
And
him up
have
or something.
Wilhelm and Poppy work their magic, and Crow maybe
I can
work
steal
their
his soul.
magic to
You got a
get.
ghost who can possess, and you got people who can do magic.
I can steal his soul in my chapter and leave the body for somebody else to deal with.
Will that kill him? They need the body alive.
You got a few minutes to put something back in it.
All right. I mean, you have enough people there between Poppy and Crow
Karen.
and Karen and everybody. They
Although
should be able to.
Crow might, I don't know how much magic he knows, but he certainly has an inside track of how that might work.
He has knowledge of. Wilhelm has knowledge.
I wonder
so
if
between
Karen's webbing can
You know what?
preserve bodies.
Here's the other thing: is if there's a way to get a soul back in a body, Crow would fucking know it.
That's kind of what I'm saying. I mean, Wilhelm's got the research, Crow's got some actual knowledge, and Karen's got some ability.
For show.
She has magic, and Poppy. Poppy might have some
Yeah,
sort of
I feel
preservation.
like between the team they could bumble something together.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, maybe Wilhelm's directing it through, like organizing the ritual. He's referencing books and piecing together, like, okay, you bring this potion and rub it over the body, and you do this, and
He brought books
Karen
to
do the
a
circle.
fight.
right.
no, they're gonna bring the person back to Brownstone. I think they're not gonna do it on site. This would be too involved. I mean, you're basically dealing with a
They throw his
resurrection
body
of
in a
sorts.
red wagon, like a Red Rider wagon.
Right.
Drag it back.
Okay, so let's figure out what all we need to accomplish in this chapter, aside from a confrontation. You want them to, they're all at the rift, and then our heroes and villains fight.
Yes.
Potion detonates.
So do you want me to finish off the doppelgangers?
Oh yeah, I think that they should all either be murdered or sucked away or somehow eliminated.
And then, but Desmond's team gets away.
Desmond's team needs
Most
to get away.
of Desmond's team.
Who
There
do you
needs to be
wanna
some
sacrifice?
casualties.
Oh, you mean just generic cult members?
Yeah.
That's fine. And then
It's too clean. if it's
Hammond
just
and the brownies.
doppelgangers.
The brownies make off with a Hammond on their way back to the portal,
With Dark Hammond?
obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, that's another way of getting. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It could be any number of ways. All I'm saying is is that all of the doppelgangers go except for Robert.
Yes. Well, that's up to you. Do you want to leave a straggler that they have to hunt down?
It's a thought.
I mean, he could
do
be
I have some
wildly
artistic
escape, but
license
that
with
It
this?
eliminates their fight going down the road because once they've seen, oh, hey, there's a duplicate team, like everything, the cat's out of the bag. There's no more fight between them.
yeah, no, this is a face-off.
Right. Yeah.
If
that's
there's a
what I'm-
straggler, it's Robert.
If you're
That's
really
the
going to
only
show off
straggler.
the doppelganger team at this point, you need to do a little one-on-one with each one of the doppelgangers. Not just Hammond, don't you think?
I think it'd be kind of funny if you have, like, say, Zara versus Zara, Meredith versus Meredith, and they're doing tit for tat, kind of like, expert martial artists going back and forth and whatever, and eventually they get sick of it and they look at each other and they just cross.
Right.
And
I think I might be hesitant to take on Meredith. Just
What?
saying.
Oh, yeah, I don't
I think
think
the
Zara
best
would take
person
on
to take on
Meredith.
Meredith is Wilhelm.
Because he's a wolf.
Yeah, because you just go into full.
Oh, I
Werewolf
was
mode
just
and
saying, is
rip
I
her
could see the
apart.
two
I
girls
think that
doing the
Meredith
battle.
is the only one who can take Meredith out.
I don't know. It might be a mirror match and they get nowhere. So you need,
I think
someone who fights differently.
normally Wilhelm would not take Meredith because he's neurotic.
Wilhelm
and
is going to be
he's
involved
nervous
fighting Wilhelm.
and stuff. But when he gets angry, I think that
How about this? When she's fighting Meredith, when Meredith is fighting Meredith, and it looks like it's going to be close, the only thing that saves her is a 2-on-1 with Crow.
That's true. And we also have Philip as well, and Poppy. So.
I feel like Philip would be busy protecting Wilhelm. No,
maybe I don't. But
he's
okay,
a bear. I mean,
Look,
he could
can
actually
do
do
a lot of
multiple
damage.
things. He might be like an official hitter or quarterback or whatever, where he's just running around helping everybody whenever they're losing. He
well,
just
don't
runs in.
forget though we have the draw of all these fake creatures back to the rift, right?
right. Everything is.
Okay,
But
is that also is it also a function of this chapter to shut the rift, or is that next chapter? You gotta shut it.
I think it ends
you
with
do
it
have
shut.
to shut it.
Whatever reason, police or whatever that causes it to separate, and they have
If you
have
shut
Robert,
the rift,
but they don't deal with Robert.
You're
He's just there.
losing. Like if you shut the rift, I feel like your climb of anticipation ends right there.
Well, no, because you have Robert to deal with.
Anticipation of what?
The fight.
You've got this
Like
No,
it's all
person
over
who's supposed
with
to be
when
dead
the
the
rift, when
whole
the rift
thing.
shuts.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the fight's done, and then they figure out how to shut it.
In the same chapter.
No?
It's up to you.
What do you want? Do you want the thing still spilling Faye out into the world at the end of this chapter?
No.
Are they going to go home with an open rift?
How, okay,
Okay,
how about
well,
this?
well, where do
How
you-
are they closing it? That's the question.
I was figuring the potion did it itself when it was.
No.
You're
I-
saying just as long as everything goes through, it closes
Well, it's
automatically?
like a time
It's a
bomb.
vacuum
It's not going to
cleaner
get all the
potion.
Fae, just
What?
most.
It's a vacuum cleaner potion. It sucks everything and shuts itself off.
Refreshes the stream.
Look, I don't know. Something caused it. It can be as simple as
A
that thing is
token or
discovered
something?
like that.
Well, there was a thing that set it off. I said
Right.
like I thought of as a metallic acorn, but it could be anything. It's a MacGuffin. Maybe they break it.
Crow could find it if it's a magic object.
Right, and well, that's half of it though. Is his lantern
Pandora's
is sensing
box.
It. Yeah. So if his lantern is sensing it, he can kind of figure it out. You know, maybe at some point he's standing right on top of it, and the thing goes like nuclear bright.
Right. Is
You
it
know.
buried in the ground? Is it in a tree? Is it
Sure. So that's what all I need to really know is what are the goals of this chapter. Finish the fight with the doppelgangers. Shut the rift. Right.
Okay, so I mean I don't see a natural end without the portal closing. I like the idea of a cliffhanger. It's a good way of ending a chapter, but where would you put it if you didn't do it with closing the portal?
I'm just not sure if you can fit all of this into one chapter.
I'm not sure either, but we'll try.
All right.
I don't know. Mine sounds convoluted to
So
me.
you're drawing all these fake creatures back to them. Desmond's team and theirs are both pushing them through the portal. Right?
Right, but the
They're fighting each other in the doppelganger form, but there's kind of chaos going on, right?
Yeah, this is gonna be very difficult. This is complete chaos.
Right.
So I may have to compartmentalize.
Yeah, you're going to have to go from like perspective to perspective or
Right.
whatever. And then you still want to end with Robert either being injured or having a soul ripped.
That's what I'm thinking is we can rip out the soul and leave the body.
I think that's best done back in the safety confines of their own house.
Do you?
And then you want to close the portal as well.
I mean, otherwise they're running back with a body with a timer on it.
Otherwise, you have a soul in that body, and he
So?
can fuck them up or whatever.
Okay.
They tie them up. They got manacles or something.
So you want to end with portals closed. They have
Sleep
a
potion.
unconscious Robert, and our villains and heroes are facing each other.
No. I'm saying that they beat the doppelgangers, and Desmond's team runs off.
They just take off for no reason.
Why wouldn't they take off? They're outnumbered now with the doppelgangers done.
Yeah, if they kill
Have
enough
they
of
ever,
the minions,
have they
they
ever
might.
shown the bravery to stick around
Okay.
when they're
Well, don't
outnumbered?
forget.
So
he's
we're
got
back
that
to Monty
staff now.
Python. Run
So he has
away.
power.
Huh?
Don't forget about his staff. He's able to wield some power
That's
in the battle.
Whatever.
I mean, I don't know. I feel
That's why I feel like police.
I feel like otherwise this is never ending.
Well, that's why I was questioning where you were ending this. All right, Desmond's team runs away.
Okay. Well, I think this whole thing's gonna be frustrating anyway. I look at it.
It's a lot of chapter. It's a
Well-
lot to accomplish.
We are out of time for this episode.
Okay.
So I guess we'll figure this out as we go.
Yeah. I mean, maybe with the coming episodes, we can
Refine.
hash it out a little bit more.
Yeah, well, each chapter modifies the next story. We've seen that.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So for now, you can listen to our other episodes at darkandstormynights.podbean.com.
Mm-hmm.
Go visit us at thedarkandstormynights.bigbasirmedia.com.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Follow us on Twitter.
follow us on Twitter. Find us on YouTube at The Dark and Stormy Nights.
Mm-hmm.
Or and don't forget to subscribe and like. And we're also on Spotify.
Yep.
All good?
I think
Oh,
so.
and at The Dark Stormy K1 on Twitter.
Yep.
Cool. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.